Well, hello and good evening. It's me again, Joy Ruffin coming to you from the Sunshine State. Well, it's Tuesday night, so it's Style with Joy, your joy. And tonight we're bringing you, like every Tuesday night, awesome style information, tips and tools that will benefit you. So what are we going to talk about tonight? We're going to talk about what's coming in hot and heavy for the fall season. But the beauty for you, my friend, is that this is year round, really, where today everything is constantly changing. We're going to talk about boots and booties, open-toed, all the different type of heel silhouettes and shapes. We're going to cover the waterfront, so to speak. Yet, we're covering the tip of the iceberg because there's so much to cover. And even though boots are popular and definitely in, we're going to discuss it as it relates to you. Because remember that we are talking about here your signature style and how you stamp that style to you. So welcome. Thank you for being here. It's always good to see you. One of the things that we're going to be talking about is boots and booties and how they apply to you and how they fit you and your signature style, because everybody needs their signature style, whatever that style is. So again, welcome and thank you for being here. And also, before we get going, tag and invite your friends, those who you think might be interested because they love fashion like you do, and maybe we haven't been introduced to them yet, or you haven't introduced them to me. I'd love to meet them, always love meeting new people. So tag and invite them in. Also, you are always welcome to visit my website. Visit the website and see what's there and how we can support you and vice versa. And come with your questions. We love it. This is interactive. It's one way lately, but I want you to join in and come with questions and things that you struggle with, things that you have concerns about, so that we can get on target and on point with those. And before we get going, if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, so that I'll know that you were here, because it's always good to know that you were here, because we're extending a good big circle of friends and extended family, so to speak. Boots, booties. There are three main types of boots. There was a time, my friend, when boots were pretty much seasonal, fall and winter, pretty much it, and more winter, no longer. Fashion, like everything else, changes, but here, we're not so much interested in fashion. Fashion is a part of your signature style, and you need to have an awareness and knowing about it. But it's much more important for you to know about fashion and how it connects and relates to you so that you can develop and discover your signature style. That's what's important. No matter what you're doing and what arena you're dancing in, it's important to know that. And that's what we talk about. So tonight we're going to talk about the now all-inclusive, year-round boots or booties. And I'm just going to highlight for you and point out some things that are good for you to know. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. You'll let me know, and we'll go from there. And before we get going, let me just say, if you're not on my page, click in the comments so that you can make sure that you connect and I can get your answers, your questions, and your remarks and so on that you might want. And also, if you have not received your complimentary ebook, do make sure that you join my Facebook group, Style with Joy, and sign up. And right on my Facebook business page, you'll be able to get the complimentary book, How You Can Discover Your Signature Style and Stamp. It's preliminary beginnings, but very good tips and tools there that will benefit you. And some of them you might know, and some of them you might not. You'll find it a very good award-winning content type of book that you can use. And I really want you to join the Facebook group because it's now an open group. But soon, when I hit that number that I'm searching for before the end of the year, I'm going to make it a closed group and start to broadcast in that group a lot of stuff that other people on the outside will not be privy to. So I want you to make sure that you join and connect the group. And I haven't been able to share with you that it's always good when you join and you connect, but I think you know that, but it's not enough knowing. You want to hear it from me, and that's what I'm going to be doing here soon. So now let's talk about boots. And we're going to start off with this because I'm going to keep me in the picture here. Because what do we know for sure? Well, if you love fashion, and how many women do you know who don't give a hoots, whatever, about fashion? I'm sure it's a limited number in your circle. Most women, whether they can admit it or not, love fashion. Style is a whole different animal, and that's what we're talking about. And those who say that they don't love it, I don't buy it, neither do you, because in point of fact, I think they do. So we're going to talk about boots, but we're going to start off talking about animal prints. And why? Because animal prints are very, very big now going into the fall and winter season everywhere. Tops, jackets, skirts, dresses, pants, slacks, leggings, jeggings, trousers, everywhere. Every type of animal print that you can imagine. Leopard, snake, zebra, and all the other. They're just everywhere. So you have to find if you like animal prints, and maybe you don't. This is the beauty of signature style. Maybe the animal prints are not for you, but if they are, you can consider having them in different fabrications. Leather. And one of the things that I think it's important for you to know is that there are many different types of fabrics and leathers that boots and booties can be made in. So what you're going to do is decide what you prefer and how you prefer to wear them and with what. Never forget the three elements that give you your signature style, no matter how simplistic or how dramatic your style might be. And you have that option to decide. You want to make sure that it's balanced. And what does that mean? It means that the proportion, the scale is right for you, for your body shape, because every body shape is different. So if you don't have those three combined in whatever it is that you're wearing, it's not going to give you signature style. That's the balance. And then you want harmony. We're not talking about matchy-matchy. We're talking about a blend, a harmonized blend of colors and fabrics and prints and different fabrications. But it's aesthetically appealing to the eye. It's harmonized in a way that showcases you in the best way. And my favorite is ease, grace, which is ease, which means that you're comfortable, you're at ease with it, it feels right, it looks right, and it showcases and allows you to shine in your best light. And that's what we're talking about. So if animal prints are for you, here's just one example of a snake animal skin boot. An ankle boot or booty or an open toe one. It can be, so I'm going to show you different variations. But here's what I want you to remember, and always take a look as I highlight for you. And I'm only highlighting, cannot do more than that tonight. The heel. Back in the day, because this is for the ageless woman who wants signature style. I'll show you a few. High heels. Those are to walk into a room and then sit down and take them off. Because even the young girls who are wearing them today, my heart says, oh, when I see them, because I'm thinking, down the road, they're going to suffer a wee bit. But you know, when you're young, does it matter? Do you remember? I do. Doesn't really matter that much. But the heel and the type of heel that you get, depending on your lifestyle and the environments that you're circulating in, you want to make sure that that shoe and the heel of that shoe is comfortable. First off, the shoe has to be comfortable, but you want to make sure that it's comfortable. Now, here is a heel that I spoke to just a moment ago, high. And this isn't as high as some of them can be. But I'm showing you, again, an animal print. When you walk into the stores, or if you're shopping online, as many of us do these days, there are so many varieties until you can get very, very, very confused very quickly. That's why once you know what belongs to you, meaning what fits you best, what looks best on you, what feels best on you, and is in the realm of the 5 different keys that are yours, then you don't second guess much of anything. Every now and then you make a mistake. Life is full of mistakes. Mistakes are made for a reason. But overall, your batting rate is going to be much higher because you're going to know the type of shoe that works for you. This is a great heel if you are able to wear it, maybe enter someplace, depending on your health and your condition and all the other variables. There's so many. We talk and go in great length about this in the workshops, but just keep that in mind. I'm showing you another animal print, but this is a cowboy boot. And I want to speak to you before we go any further. And this is, by the way, a suede. And whether you like, it's not about, my friend, when you're looking here, about whether or not you like it. It's about which one style or range fits you best. That's where we're talking, and that's where we're going in our talks today. I want you to remember the 4 styles of boots or booties, depending, that are really much pretty year-round boots, and you can wear them depending on the locale and where you live year-round. A cowboy boot and suede used to be, it was considered only for the fall and the winter. But my friend, no longer. You can wear suede in the hot 100+ degree summer weather if you choose to. It all depends on you and the look that you're putting together. You want to make sure that that look has the balance and the harmony and the grace that you're looking for, though. But we're talking about the suede boot or the bootie. That's the number 1, year-round. And the bohemian boot or bootie, which is rather new. Nothing is really new under the sun, but it appears to be for a lot of people because it's the type of boot or bootie that's heavily embroidered with all kinds of detail and multi-designs. And I don't know if I have one in here to show you, but you know what I mean. It's that when they call it the bohemian because it's out of the box and over the edge, and it depends on a lot of variables. And the cowboy boot, which is what you're seeing here. Those boots, when you get the right one for you, if you love boots, maybe you don't care for boots, your call, makes a difference. Now, why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this for a reason. And this is a personal call. You can send through the screen here a little boom arrow and shoot right to the wherever, because this is a boot that might be attractive, but let me tell you, remember the Chanel shoe when it first came out with the very thin strap across the heel and the open back? And the shoe that was a pump like in the front, pointy-toed, round-toe, all different types of designs for that shoe. That's still a popular shoe. And that shoe still has and carries a lot of weight and can be worn almost anywhere depending on how you put it together. This particular shoe, boot, the color, the leather, and the heel is attractive. But may I share with you this, and you can take this however you want. This is not an attractive shoe booty to wear because the cut and the look of it, it just doesn't do something for the leg. And I want you, when you're trying it on, to be thinking, if you're trying on something like this and you're thinking or considering it, it would be much better if it were a different design. So I'm showing you that for a reason. And the same applies here. This is a popular open back with a thinner strap, that heel that not many of us can wear, and yet if you can, rock it, because it's a good looking heel to wear. But this cut for a bootie or a boot, it's not easy to wear, and it's not an attractive look when you're looking at the leg straight on. If you're wearing it and you're covering it maybe with a long slack or a dress or skirt, and when you sit down, however it shows, maybe, but from the back, it's just, remember, never ever forget balance, harmony, and grace. That's what you look for. And here's another. It's almost kind of, what's the right word here? Scandalous looking, isn't it? But yet, if one, I suppose, is aiming for the real sexy look, and you feel that this is something that's giving you that along with something else, then maybe this would be something for you. It all depends on the look you want. If you're looking for drama and you want something that's different and out of the box, then this is a look that you could wear. Is it very stylish? Is it good style? Is it good taste? That's for discussion, and that will depend. And this too. Plus, in my humble opinion, this is a shoe that's dated. It has an elderly look about it. And not many women who want to be fashionable and stylish with a signature style that's exclusive to them, which elevates them. You're not going to want a shoe like this. The open toe, I'm showing you this open toe for a reason. And when you buy an open toe bootie or a shoe that has an open toe or a boot, make sure the cut of that open toe showcases your toes in a way that's attractive. Too many of the open toe shoes, and this is persnickety, yes, I know, but never forget that you're going for signature style. You're going for a style that brings out the best of you in every way. And that's why you want to be mindful. Here, you see the side cut here, the open and the cutout and the toe of this boot and the heel. Now, almost, keyword is almost, not everybody, not anybody, and not everyone can wear this, but most people can, because depending on the color and how you're wearing it, it can be a great looking little bootie. By the way, let me just say this before we go any further. If you're wearing a bootie like this, an ankle bootie, you want to make sure that your slack or your dress comes right to the top of the ankle. And if it's a pant or let's say jeans, if you're the jean type and you like wearing jeans, it almost looks more fashionable and stylish if you turn up the cuff a little bit so that it shows in a more stylish manner. And this is again with a comfortable heel, an open toe, and the side. Now I'm showing you several of these because this is a popular look, and most women find this type of a bootie, ankle bootie, comfortable. And this heel is always good because it gives you a sense of balance. Balance, harmony, and ease and grace goes with anything. Shoes, handbags, hairstyle, makeup, everything. And here, this is the ruffled, slouched up look. Open toe with the tassels on the side. The girls who like the jeans and wear jeans a lot, they love something like this. I don't know if you can see. Well, it doesn't show up any clothes. If you love dresses, then your dress would come just to the top of this, to where the ankle usually applies. Why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because this is a very hot and popular look. Do we care about hot and popular? Well, we want to know, right? Does it mean that we have to rush out and get it if it's not for us? If you tend to way over to the highly dramatic fashion style, and that's your signature style, and that's how you want to stamp that style to you. You like drama. You like out of the box. You like edgy. You like cutting edge stuff and things that are different. You don't want to be a part of the masses and the ordinary. You look for things that are different. I think of Iris Arpel, what's her name, who goes, in my opinion, humble, and I adore this woman, to the extreme, but yet that's her. And if that's you, then this is a shoe, a bootie, an ankle bootie that's very popular now. It comes in every fabrication and every color and every size of heel. Not only an open toe, but it also comes with a different type of heel and a closed toe, and it can be a little higher. There are many variations here and colors. And if that's you and you like drama and you like sparkle and shine, well, don't we love our sparkle and shine? Of course we do. I don't think there's too much sparkle anywhere if it's applied and designed and styled right for you. Here is another bootie I wanted to show you. And sometimes I hesitate, and I hesitate because everything's a personal choice and it's your call. And when we do our one-on-ones and we're working together, you're going to get the best of everything that's for you. Forget about everybody else. Your mom, your dad, me, whoever. If you like it and it's right and it's blended and coordinated in a way that's appealing to you, then that's where we're going. I'm showing you this because this is a very difficult heel to wear. It's called a cone, C-O-N-E heel. And it comes in many different variations. This is probably the best of that design. It's not an easy one to wear. And I'm telling you this because I attempt to try. I don't try them all. Just when I go to the stores and I'm shopping and bouncing around to try them on to see. Remember balance. Somehow it doesn't balance out. And yet it's a popular shoe and people like it. Bear that in mind when you go to try a shoe like this on. If it's a Cohen heel, Cone, you want to make sure that it feels good on your foot and that you're comfortable in it. And I'm showing you this, another one, because no matter how you slice it, personal call again, but good taste, aesthetically appealing, and the right type of look where everything is part of those three components that we're always looking towards, balance, harmony, and grace. It's not an attractive heel. It's a big, chunky heel that has no body or design. You want to, if you can, stay away from this, unless you're mad for it. And if you're mad for it, we'll find a way that it's more appealing for you. But it's just not an attractive heel. And here again, the lucite. We end with this pretty much because lucite never went out of style, and now it's back with the booty. Connotation, my friend, that's not appealing or aesthetically on point. Yet if it's something you like, we work around it. But it detracts rather than adds to the image and the look that you want. And once you see and get the difference, and we do a lot of comparing and analyzing back and forth so that you begin to see and know what works best for you. I'm going to peruse back through this. I'm going to go slowly because I want you to be looking. This is not an attractive heel, almost. Keyword is almost, under any circumstance. It's just not a great looking heel to wear. This one, if there's any way that you can avoid this, avoid it, because it will not enhance your signature style, and neither will this. Now, the shoe manufacturers will probably come gunning for me, but I think I'm strong. I can take it, and so can you. And this shoe, every type of heel imaginable, every type of open toe or closed, booty, ankle boot, or regular length boot with a different type of heel in this design, be on the lookout because it is popular. The scrunched up look in leather, it can be fabric as well, and the open toe. By the way, we're here, which you know, in sunny Florida, and many of my comrades scattered all throughout the states, in Arizona and California and all the different parts, they're in climates where they can pretty much wear year-round open toes. Open toes are very popular. It's just taken off. There's just something about it when it's the right style for you and it fits you right, can be a very appealing shoe as opposed to a boot that's completely closed. If you're in a colder climate, then that's a different story, but it makes a difference in that regard. This heel is chunky, but depending on the style of the shoe, can be quite appealing. So do consider something like this. And this is, by the way, when it comes to dresses, you want to wear an ankle boot. It's not showing here, and I don't think I have it here where it shows. This happens to be a smashing boot. This boot you see everywhere in many different variations. And it's a great looking boot, with or without the toe and the heel, different types, different design, but it's a great boot, and you can see that. Here's the point, and this, I'm only showing you this because this is a fuddy-duddy shoe. It's not an attractive shoe, and you don't want anything fuddy-duddy. I don't think so. Not really. This one, well, we're talking drama all the way, all the way. And if you want drama, you're not going to find anything more dramatic than this. And it depends on how you put everything together. This is not a really, again, tasteful shoe, but when it's done right or designed with the right outfit, it can be smashing. It depends on you. Can your personality, can your persona, can your image, appearance, can it carry a shoe like this? Because just to put on a shoe like this, to wear it, and this is another thing, this applies to everything, my friend. You got to make sure it fits you. If it doesn't fit you, you're not going to be able to carry it. And again, we're going to go back to where I started. just showing you. But here's a point I want to make. If you're wearing a bootie and you're wearing a long skirt or a dress, you want to make sure that it goes just to the top of your ankle. And if you're wearing a short dress or skirt, here's the best tip for you. And it might not be easy depending on where you live, especially if you're in the Sunshine State or one of the warmer states, because women here pretty much, always exceptions, don't like hosiery and tights when they're dressed up. They like that loose kind of casual look. But in a cooler climate where you can wear, it's not even called pantyhose, but tights that are very light and sheer, and they match your boots or the booties that you're wearing, it gives you a much longer and leaner look, much more appealing than just wearing the boot or the bootie with a bare leg and a short dress on. It becomes much more stylish and appealing if the bootie and the lighter the boot or the bootie, and you're wearing it with tights that are sheer but give you the length and the tall or look that you want, you'll find it much more appealing. And if you're wearing black, all black, navy, and all the different colors, that's your call. But that's how you can do it. So that said, that's it for booties. Let me just say, what I want you to do, if you've not done it already, is make sure that you get to my Facebook business page and you get the free complimentary booklet and join my Facebook group, Style with Joy, Your Joy. As I said earlier, we're going to make that a closed group very soon, and there will be a lot of good stuff going on in there. And I really want you to be a part of it. I think you'll get a lot out of it. And this image consulting and style that I'm doing is not going to be anything like anything you've ever seen before. And that's the intention. And tag and invite your friends. Let them know that we're here. And before we say so long for now, you're always welcome to get to my website and see all the good things that are there. And remember to tune in with us tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We have a leading lady, all of my ladies that I bring to you, every last one of them. They are beyond awesome. They are phenomenal, fantastic women who are business women, but they're about sharing with you how they develop and finalize and then bring it to you, their gifts, their talents, the tools that they bring to share with you. Bottom line business, but we all need support, guidance, as much as we can get. And all of the women that I bring to you in different ways, they come to you with that. And tomorrow night, we're going to be talking with a lady who is all about how you can speak your message. Don't you love that? And there's a way and a means that she does that you're going to be absolutely more than engaged with. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I like a little mystery. I like a little drama. It's in my soul as well. I think we all have it. So I like to give little tidbits because I'm about ready to post now. So you'll get a chance to go and look and to see who's going to be with us tomorrow night. But we never disappoint. And we love it when you show up. So I'm going to look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. And again, this show the intention is that it's interactive and that you come with questions and that you have concerns that you want addressed. So far, no, but it will happen. It will happen soon because there are many different ways that I'm going to be engaging with you. I love to talk, but I'm tired of talking. I want to hear more about what you want, what you're interested in, what you need more data about. Because if you're looking for signature style and how to stamp it to you, that's what you need. So let me say this. Join us tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Leading ladies, leading legacies, living legacies. And as always, style with joy, your joy. It's always good to be with you. I love it to look out and see that you're here. And if you come for the replay, let me know that you are here. Have a great evening. Enjoy. Until we meet again tomorrow night, same time, same station. You be and stay well. Take care of you and do the best that you can because then you'll be able to look after others. Take care, my friend. See you soon, like tomorrow night. Cheers. So weird. I don't know if I'm still on or not. It's supposed to end, but it won't end. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Oh, be live. Hello and welcome. Good evening and welcome to Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, Living Legacies. I am honored and delighted to be with you tonight, and our guest, Lynn Kitchen, is going to share so much powerful information with you. It's all about the power of positive thinking and the can-do spirit and so much more. I could go on and on and on. I'm like a little kid off to first day of grade school. I'm excited. And I can't wait for you to meet her. So before we go any further, help me to welcome our guest tonight, Lynn Kitchen. And she's going to come over and say hello, hello, and welcome. Thank you, Lynn.
Oh, thank you, Joy. I am joyed, overjoyed, over the moon, joyed to be here with you. Thank you for having me. I'm so grateful.
I am more so than you, my friend, because let me share this with our audience. You and I are troopers to the ninth degree because we had a little bit of issue here, there, and yonder. And you and I rose to the occasion, and you more so. And here you are. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I am really honored to have you here and delighted. I could go on and on sharing with them about your background and what you've been doing and what you were doing and what you're doing now is much more of interest to us because we know most of us who know you, one of the reasons that how I came to you is that you have interviewed or been aligned with most of the leading motivational, inspirational speakers in the world. So I'd like for you to share with us a little bit about how you came to that and why you love that so much.
Well, that's a great question. And first of all, I want to honor what you're doing in the world first, leading ladies, and to honor all of the women in the world who are doing some magnificent things, you included, and you're being one of the leading ladies yourself, Joy.
Thank you.
So, this it's wonderful work that we're doing in the world, and to inspire others is close to our hearts because if we can help lift others up so that they can be the very best selves that they can be, then it helps us to be our best selves.
Indeed.
So I think that's my why, really quickly, is it makes me feel good. It gives me great joy and pleasure to support not just women, but everyone who's hungry to bring out their very best selves. And how do we do that is to, I believe in the power of motivation and the power of mentorship. We can't do everything by ourselves. We can't do it alone because we just don't know everything. And that's the way it is.
Indeed, and I have to tell you that all of the things that you're saying, this is why kindred spirits sooner than later always connect. Because not only all of the things that you shared just now, Lynn, but what you're doing and how you're going about it, which we'll talk a wee bit more about later. But also one of the kindred spirits that I had with you was that you also work with young people.
Mm-hmm.
Young kids who are troubled and distressed, juvenile delinquents, and so do I. So we have so much to share because it's the young woman and the mature and men as well that we are interested in helping them to rise to all that they can be. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I'd love to hear
Yes.
more about why you're doing that. And you said it fills you up, and that I understand. Tell us how you came to start this, though.
Well, yes, specifically the youth, the incarcerated youth, I believe, are a population that is suffering greatly, and they deserve a chance. They're so young. They make mistakes early, and without some kind of guidance, it's easy to make a mistake in this world. There's just so many problems that one can fall into
Yes,
without guidance and without parenting. And let's face it, many of the young people who are incarcerated have, they've been abused or have been, they just haven't had any good chances and good upbringing, or they've been led astray by other people,
yes,
unfortunately, and so
yes,
they deserve a chance because they're still young, and many of the some of the greatest people on earth
yes,
have been in jail a long time. We can say
yes,
Nelson Mandela, what,
yes,
27 years,
yes, yes,
and
yes,
even though his plight was different, I have a soft spot in my heart And it happened, you asked me, how did it happen? It
Yes.
happened because a friend of mine with whom I was going through a spiritual program together, and she and I were being licensed as state licensed spiritual practitioners in California under the aegis of Dr. Reverend Michael Beckwith. And she
Yes.
started a foundation called Spirit Awakening. And she would go into jails and juvenile halls and also teach at high school levels the concept that we are all one, that we're all spirit, and
And it's
she,
true.
yeah, and she inspired young people to go beyond the labels that people put upon them.
Hmm.
What's underneath your name? What's underneath the labels that are being put on you? What's underneath the color of your skin? What's underneath that? Where are you really, and who are you really? And I saw these young people flocking to her as if she was the Pied Piper of teenagers. And
Mm.
I fell in love with her. Her name is Akuyo Graham, originally from Ghana, West Africa. And
Yes.
she opened a foundation called Spirit Awakening Foundation. And I've been on her board for 22 years. We raise money every year. And part of the real inspiration of why I became interested in interviewing the best motivational speakers of the world is because I got interested in how can we motivate people at their core.
Yes.
And so if you can motivate those that are the least fortunate, and you can motivate the most fortunate and everyone in between and all around the world, we might have a different world for our next generation and the
Indeed. And
generation after that.
no question about it. And everything for us starts at our core. And the key word that we're all using of late is building that relationship, the best relationship with yourself. And what you said, let us say hello and welcome to all of the wonderful people that are out here to greet you, Lynn, because I think most people are aware and familiar with what you're doing and want to know a little bit more about it. And you're going to share that with us. But you're speaking to the core of most of us who are doing this work where we are way beyond ourselves. We want to share more about how all of us can rise, as Maya Angelou said, to the best that's within us. So I love it that, and I want you to give me the name of the woman that you mentioned, because sad to say, I'm not familiar with her, but I love the way you described her to us, because that's what you do. You fall in love with people. I
That's right.
saw you on the TV one night on the computer screen, and I said, I must get to know this woman. And here you are, my mentor here. One of them has always said to me, get people who are doing more or less what you're doing, but are at a higher level, and that's what I'm about. So I'm honored that you're here. Tell us
Thank
what
you,
you're
Joy.
doing with the. Oh, my pleasure. Tell us what you're doing with your television work and how you are incorporating that. I know you have 13 episodes, a television series that you're doing about world's greatest motivators and so on. Tell us a lot about
Yes. Well, okay. Now I'm really glad you asked because
it.
this is my absolute passion. Um, I am a just so pleased to be called. You know, this is a calling
Yes,
from of my heart to
yes.
give back. And I had an idea, and that idea said, what if you could pull together 13 of the greatest speakers that we have on this planet today who
Mm,
happen to be motivational speakers
hmm.
who had something not only to say, but the way they say it helps to ignite the spark in someone.
Yes.
And that's a skill set that I have admired since I was a salesman in my teens and early 20s when I had to go out and make a living and I had to sell, 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 and
Lynn,
I wanted to motivate myself. So
yes,
it came from there.
we get it. Because what
Okay.
you use, keyword, every motivational, inspirational speaker wants to ignite something in another being that will get them moving forward. And we all look for
Correct.
people like that. One of the ladies in the audience here that I know well, she says it takes a village and no one does anything alone. And this is true.
That's
Yes,
right. So
indeed.
to go on, the idea was pulling together a series. So a television program is usually a 13-week series. So therefore, how can I go out and find 13 of the very best speakers that we have? And I started out with the best speakers in America. And
Hmm.
then it was too limiting. And I thought, well, wait a minute. There are people all over the world who are filling stadiums. One gentleman in Japan filling stadiums. And
Yeah.
we've never heard about them. And maybe some people around the world have not heard about the great motivators here. So let's put together a forum where we can offer a platform. I call it the platform of light,
Yes.
where we're inviting these speakers to jump up on stage and broadcast to the world. And we hope to have world, international, and national distribution of this television show. It's a 30-minute television show each week for 13 weeks.
Ah.
We're going to be airing in January of 2020. So we already have our distribution contract with a major national cable television here in America called WGN America, which has that plus Fox Sports. Already we have over 100 million viewers in that footprint that will be not broadcasting to or airing to starting in January, from January through March.
So
In
exciting.
Yeah, in addition, we've just created a distribution outreach to a consortium of other networks. So more to be revealed. Whether I can't, say that the
Yeah.
names of those networks now, but it happens to be an additional 50 million households. So a total of about 150 million households in America just to start. Then we move into international distribution. So let me tell you a little bit about the people involved.
Yes.
I'm so
And
pleased.
let me just say
Go
this. I
ahead.
think most everyone in this audience, those who are here now, Lynn, and those who will come for the replay, are familiar with many of the leading, well known, renowned, inspirational, motivational speakers. Some are with us still, some have gone on, but still with us in heart
Yes.
and spirit. And I know, because I did a little research on you, that you have interviewed so many of them. So we're all waiting with bated breath to hear what you're going to share with us.
Okay. Well, speaking of, there are many who have passed on, who are the legends that upon whose shoulders we now stand.
Hmm.
And I'm going to just name a few that were mentors of mine, and I
Yes,
was fortunate enough to interview Dr. Wayne Dyer,
yes, yes.
and of course he's passed on. And then one of my favorite is actually I interviewed his daughter, Nightingale, Earl Nightingale's daughter. I was
That's
able
the
to
interview that I was
interview
able to see with
recently.
you, Lynn. Yes.
Yeah, that's how I
Mhm.
met you, Joy.
Yes, 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 yes.
So Earl Nightingale was a mentor's mentor, and he really was what we call the father of personal development. And of course, before him or concurrent with him, Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, and all of these people were the basis. And then this generation, who's still alive today,
Yes.
are the proteges of those early thought leaders. And so I'm honored to say that 1 month ago, we were filming our first 4 episodes, and that included Bob Proctor,
Oh my.
Les Brown, Mary Morrissey,
Yes,
and David Meltzer. These are 4 of the legacies that we have in our world today.
indeed.
These 4 people have an international reputation on their own right and have been speaking on stages, some for 40 years or
Mhm.
more,
Yeah.
teaching and speaking the idea of right thinking and of what it takes to motivate ourselves to that we can do it, and the positivity and the spirit, the can-do attitude. So I got in contact with them first, and I said, let's start with the very best of the best. And they said yes. They fell in love with the concept of, our tagline. I have a brochure here I'm going to show proudly.
Yes, yes. Oh my. Yes, indeed. Too.
World's Greatest Motivators. The
Mhm.
tagline is transcending borders, inspiring big dreams.
I love it. Love it.
So when you think about ideas that inspire, I believe they said yes to me because transcending borders around the world, the borders that we all create with each other, whether it is country borders, or community borders, or borders of race, or ideology, or borders of religion, and so forth, or borders of fear, our personal borders, and those borders that can be real or imagined. What if we can transform, transmute, and transcend all borders, real or imagined, and go for our big dream?
Absolutely. And what you just said and the tagline that you have for this, I like the title that you gave me because that ties in and connects to the can-do spirit, the way to think positive, and it can be done. There are no limits. The limits we put on ourselves. This is so exciting. It
It
really,
is. And I want to give you a little history. You know,
please.
America apparently was built on this can do attitude, and I believe it doesn't belong to America. It is an international, worldwide attitude. The can do attitude is that which has brought up people by their bootstraps around the world, those who are downtrodden or those who don't have the same advantages as we happen to have because we happen to be born the luck of the draw here in America. I could easily have been born in dire straits in the deep jungles of Africa or something.
Yes.
And there is still that spirit within everyone. Everyone yearns to be their best self.
I,
Everyone is the happiest when
yes.
we're going for a dream that is in our hearts, and I don't care what our conditions are.
Yes, and I
So,
think most
yeah,
people, Lynn, want to rise to their best self because we
yeah,
all know that we come with limitations that we can override once we begin to rise and know that there are no limits. And that's why what you just said, the can-do spirit, it's just not here in the States. It's universal.
it is.
It is.
That is why we think, when we have difficult times, notice that is what generates when the most difficult times in history, whether it's in American history or world history, we seem to generate the best orators during those difficult times.
This is
The
true.
orators who can help us pull up to a higher level within ourselves. You can think of Winston Churchill, for
Oh
example,
my.
or Martin Luther King Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
or even Abraham Lincoln, or currently the Dalai Lama. That people around the world who imbue us with higher ideals because of their speech, and by communicating idea person to person to person to person to person, and be thinking along the lines of the power of positivity and what we can do if we have a different thinking.
Right, right. And most people who are really professional speakers and are motivational speakers, they know their presence is so authentic and
That's right.
that
It's
they
so
know
it's magical, isn't it?
it is
It's
magical. And one of
magical.
my favorite,
I love studying them.
yes, because there's something that within them, the word that you used earlier, that ignites something in many who are in the audience. And
That's
sometimes
right.
it's not so many, maybe it could be one, but it doesn't matter. The ability to do that, the art of doing that is what's important. Lynn, I cannot tell you how excited I am for all of this that you're doing with the motivational speakers, because that's where I'm headed and that's where I want to go. But also, prior to this, you spent 35 years in the financial area and you have that background. I understand you have a Amazon International best-selling book. Tell us a little bit about that and how you came to do that.
Well, thank you so much. I am a co-author in that book,
Yes.
and that is a book for women about your financial health, and it is a wealth. It's called Wealth Mastery for Women,
Yes.
and it is 12, 12 steps to not steps, but 12 ideals and well, it's working steps you can actually take. It's like a workbook. You can take step 1, step 2, step 3 through 12, and you actually can help yourself become an entrepreneur. You don't have to be a woman. We say we like to speak to all of the women in the world who are motivated to better themselves, and also really smart men.
I
So
like I like that very much. And I love the title of your book, for women, because one of the things that I know at this juncture for me, and it's still an embryo in its beginning process, is that most of us, even if we have great business skills, the financial aspect of it, the creativity is there, but the handling and the managing of the financial area is sometimes needing a lot of help.
yeah,
So
it
this
can be a challenge. Yeah.
it can be a challenge.
Right. Well, I jumped into the investment world right out of college because I was broke and I needed money, and so I thought, well, what's the best way to earn some money? And I thought, well, first I got to learn about money and see what if ever I did have some money, what can I do with it, and how can I manage it, and how can I do so intelligently? And I thought, well, the least I could do is go into the money business so that I could learn the language of money, which is a very, very broad, deep language that I would, advise all women particularly to begin. And there's so many tools online now for
Yeah.
literacy, financial literacy, that we didn't have those tools back when.
Ah,
But at any rate, I was one of the early women who began my own, not only right after being hired as a woman stockbroker, which was very rare back in the mid 70s.
yes.
You could be a secretary to a stockbroker, but you
Oh,
couldn't be a stockbroker right out of college.
mhm,
Except I
mhm.
just was in that area of where when women were really saying, "Oh no, I'm going to be a salesman. I can do this." And I had some personal fortitude, and I had some great mentors,
Love
great
that word.
mentors.
Fortitude. Yeah.
And so I jumped in, became a stockbroker, and within 4 years working with the major companies, I exited and had the balls, or the gall, I'll call it, to
Oh,
open my own brokerage business, which was amazing. Looking back, I don't know how I had the courage to do that,
good for
but I
you.
did, and that was the beginning of a 34-year career in the investment advisory world. And so that was my first career, and I have to say, the financial business and I were great friends. It was not easy,
No, I'm
not
sure.
easy.
I have no doubt and no reservations about that, Lynn, because I like several of the words that you use for us, and words that I really connect and relate to, and most of the audience, I'm sure, as well. Magical, and you said the language of money, because I'm learning for me now that what I thought I knew, I'm not as on top of it as I ought to be, and I'm in the process of learning myself. So I know exactly what you mean. The language of money, it's a whole new, it's almost like the wild frontier if you're new to it. But like anything else, you acclimate and you get used to it. Tell us one more thing here that I'm interested in, because I know this motivational series that you're doing with the 13 episodes.
Yes.
You also have asked people to be a part of the filming audience. So tell us how people can become a part of the filming audience for
Oh,
that.
great. Thank you, Joy. Well, first of all, we are so grateful for the audience that we did have on July 30th.
Oh,
We had a full ballroom filled full of the most wonderful people, and they become part of the filming, the television filming. Without the audience, we wouldn't have the kind of
yes,
magic and
yes,
frequency, the high frequency that we did filming these wonderful four people, because when they're on stage, they feed and they
absolutely.
get energy, and it's a dynamic thing from with the audience. And just think, the audience becomes part of the actors, of the on in the stage, and the whole idea of this is to create a frequency that is conducive for change. And you see the faces come alive in the
Yeah.
audiences. And so we are giving another opportunity for our next filming.
Yes.
for people to be in the audience again. This will be in November, mid-November. We're
Uh-huh.
actually going to have 2 filming dates back to back. This will
Wonderful.
be 2 days consecutive on November 13th and 14th. Now
Okay.
that's the middle of the week, a Wednesday and a Thursday. And it just happens to be that's when we're able to get the majority of our next speakers, the roster that we have pulled together, as well as the beautiful ballroom. We will be filming this in a 5-star resort location in Newport Beach, California.
Oh my,
It's
my, my, my.
I know it's called the Balboa Bay Resort. It
Yes.
is right on the water. It's the only 5-star resort right on the water. The boats line up in the harbor right in front of it.
Oh
As
my.
you leave the ballroom, you'll be able to go right down on and walk along the boat dock. Beautiful, big, gorgeous boats that give you the feeling like, I've got some goals in life, and it's time for me to
Wow.
bring my big dreams into existence
Big
because
dream.
my goals are worth it. And look at me, here I am in this beautiful location. We want people to feel empowered
Yes.
by the beauty of the setting.
Oh, it sounds like we all need to be there. Are you allowed or are you able to share with us the next 4 people that you will be interviewing, or you want to keep that top secret?
No, I'm going to share with you some of them, and we're still, contracting with them as I speak. But we have an absolute yes with Jack Canfield,
Yes.
who's going to be with us, and he's internationally known top.
We know.
We have we we have a wonderful gentleman named Blaine Bartlett, who is a international. He's more known in Japan and internationally. He's done a great deal of training and work with Bob Proctor throughout the years. And we also have invited, but we don't have exact name, contracting done yet with people. I'm going to name some of our top dream people that if they say yes,
Okay.
then we're going to have the most magical place. But we don't have the actual yeses yet.
It's going to be magical regardless, Lynn.
Yes, it's going to be magical regardless. But
Yes.
we are attracting people like Lisa Nichols,
Yes.
Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith.
Yes. We know him.
We
Hmm.
have Nick Vujicic, who is an international speaker star from Australia. And we have other personalities. Cynthia Kersey, who is the foundation lead, lead of the nonprofit Unstoppable Foundation, who does a great deal of work in Africa
Yes.
with education and helping people in Africa.
Listen,
And
Lynn, you could give us name after name after
we
name. I
can.
can already tell that you have enough there for people to get excited about.
Yeah, and one other, I just want to tell you what happened this last time. We had a 24 hours before we started filming, we had the greatest luck to receive an okay from an internationally known sports celebrity, motivational speaker, Sugar Ray Leonard, who
Yes.
came on board with us. And in the last minute, he was there. The audience went nuts. He was not only on stage, but he was backstage interviewing the speakers as they came off the stage. So we were doing a lot of excitement, doing some B-roll, behind stage B-roll. And so we have someone up our sleeves who's also going to be very special this coming filming, but I really have to keep that one
Well,
secret.
listen, you can keep them all secret. I tell you, it is magical. This whole project that you have going here, and I'm like so excited for you and for all of us. One of my co-partners and friends here says, "How can we help you?" Well, we can help you by getting people to come and making sure that we put up your link. People can connect with you via your name, your website,
Yes.
and your email.
Yes. I would like the way that people can find out all about not only the project, but coming to be part of the filming, which
Yes,
is an extraordinary opportunity, not just because you're part of the filming, but you get to meet and be with other like-minded people and networking.
yes.
We've had some amazing business deals happening right there in the audience, and in over a 2-day period, this is going to be even better still. All you need to do is go to worldsgreatestmotivators.com,
Okay,
and that is a site that right now we have up, which is a wait list. You can opt in there to put your name on our wait list.
that's what I wanted to hear.
That's what it
Great.
is.
I
It's a
have the
wait
website
list.
going across, and then I can make some notes here. And Adair,
Mm-hmm.
you can put that maybe in the mini chat or something. I don't know what we'll do, or in a get response letter that we send out so that people can be aware of that. And that's November the 13th and the 14th, I think you said?
That's right. So we will be sending out all the pricing and the details and everything in the next 3 weeks or so, 2 to 3 weeks. But for now, you can get at least your name on a wait list, and that way we'll send you all the information. You'll be first to know.
Lynn, time flies here. It's the half hour is gone and we're over, but it's never over for me. I am delighted and honored that we have met and we're connected. I know it's a lifelong connection from here on. The way that we connected and the time that you took and how we did this will always be in my heart because you
Oh,
are doing all the things that I desire to do and want to do, and I will always be connected. Is there anything that I didn't ask you, or is there anything you want to share with us before you say so long for now? We never say goodbye until we connect the next time. Is there anything you want to leave the audience with? I think you've shared an awful lot with us, but if there's anything, now is the time. And then I'm going to ask you to go into the to green room and I'll say goodbye to the audience. So if there's
excellent.
anything, now is the time.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Joy, for this professional show and for your reaching out to the women of the world. And you are the epitome of a leading lady yourself. I just want to
Wow.
say how honored I am, what a privilege it is to be on your show. And I know that you're doing great, great things to the world. I'm going to try to help you get this show out, into bigger, 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 bigger places because you're doing great work. And I want to thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have no words. So so long for now. Thank you, thank you. Oh
Thank you.
my. What
Thank you.
what can I say before I say that the time goes here and it goes so quickly and my cursor has its own personality, but there we go. Thank all of you for being here. It is always delightful, and I'm happy when I look out and see that you're here because we know that it's not the best time. And may I say, when it comes to relationships, which is what we're all about, there is something that I want all of you to look into if you haven't already. And if you're watching the replay, it stands there as well. Relationships are everything. This is how I got to connect with Lynn. And this is how we began to build our relationship. And it will continue. This I know in my heart, in my gut, whatever name you choose to use. Because the relationship that you build with yourself as we rise to get to our better self, then you're able to connect with other people. So I want you to find out what your communicating personality style is, and all you have to do is just put in the word key, Key, and then you'll be able to get a personality quiz to let you know what your communicating style is. And then you'll be able to peruse and see the other three, and you can take it from there. But it's fun, and it's always good to know a little bit more about ourselves. It was wonderful having you here tonight. And I can only say that I'm always smiling, but I can't get the smile off my face because I'm just so happy that I was able to spend this time with you and with our guest tonight, Lynn Kitchen. And I hope that you will get the website, the email address, and her name and make a connection with her because you will never, ever regret it. Her work is stupendous. It really is. And may I say, join us next week, same time, same station, another leading lady. And I can't wait for you to have a great, happy holiday weekend until we connect the next time. So long for now, and thank you. Cheers.